Hey everyone, it's Stranger Grayson here. Welcome back to another horror movie review. Today, we'll be taking a look at another of the Jaws films. And this was a sequel that did not need to be made. And honestly, Jaws never did need a sequel. I felt like it was a good standalone film. I don't know why they made a sequel. Most likely due to money. And I gotta be honest, this sequel was not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it was lacking in a lot of areas. And that film is Jaws 2. I'm gonna be honest, not really a huge fan of the cover art all that well. I guess just the painting style I really don't like. Yeah, this is the Blu-ray cover it came in, and I mean the painting looks good. It's just I don't think it suits well for a movie poster. But anyway, Jaws 2, what is it about? So Jaws 2 picks up years after the first film. Even though this movie was only made 3 years later. Very, very confusing on how some of the characters were advanced in age and stuff. The movie opens up with a couple of scuba divers. They're actually exploring the wreck of the Orca after the shark attack from the first film. And while they're exploring down there, they discover another shark on accident, and the shark comes out, kills both of the scuba divers. However, they do the camera goes off, and a whole bunch of pictures get taken before they get eaten. So then we cut to Martin Brody. He's still the police chief of the island, Amity Island, and he's going to a ceremony with his wife and these board of directors, along with Mayor Vaughn. Roy Scheider came back to do this film. He did not want to do the film. Unfortunately, he was contracted by Universal to have to come back and do this. So the contract was the only thing making him stay. But a lot of the actors from the other film, like Richard Dreyfuss. Richard Dreyfuss was a big one that didn't come back. Quint obviously couldn't come back because he was killed in the first one. But a lot of the characters have changed in the sequel. Michael Brody, he skyrocketed in age. He's 17 now, and I'm pretty sure he was like 9 in the first movie, which is kind of weird for... That is a pretty big age gap, even though this movie was only made 3 years after the first one. But supposedly the timeline takes years after the first one. But anyway. And Sean Brody has grown as well. Still a cute kid, though. But anyway. Whole ceremony takes place about this new place that's opening. They celebrate, have fun. His wife is actually some of the people on the board meeting. She's one of them. But another shark attack happens. They don't know it's a shark attack, but the shark again attacks a couple boaters, and the whole boat freaking explodes. Brody comes down there, sees what happens, doesn't think anything of it at first. But then when he sees the film, they get the film developed, he starts thinking that there could be another shark attack going on, especially since they find a killer whale with shark bites taken out of it on the ocean. He thinks there's another shark attack happening, and all hell breaks loose. Jaws 2 was, I gotta be honest, less fun than the original. I mean, Roy Scheider really kind of holds the film together. They did get the woman that played Martin Brody's wife to come back for this as well. I completely forgot her name. I'm so sorry. But it's cool to see how these characters have like grown and changed over the first one. I don't believe the guy who wrote the book actually made another sequel. I think this was just made for like money and stuff. The kills in this film, they were cut down. I got to be honest. There was blood, but there wasn't really like a lot of gore. First film didn't have much gore. I mean, like you saw somebody's leg fall into the ocean, or Quint get eaten, but wasn't really too much gore in that film. There's hardly any gore in this film. You see like blood in the water, but that's really about it. You do get to see some people who have been in horror movies in here, like the guy that was in Christine, he was Arnie. I completely forgot his name. He's actually in this film. I believe Christine was made like 3 years after this film came out, or 4 years, something like that. Michael Brody and Sean Brody, I kind of like their character development. They don't really get along as brothers. I mean, Michael was significantly older than Sean, but I do like their character development in this film. Michael gets like this date, love interest / type of thing. Doesn't really go anywhere, but you know, it was kind of nice to see that going on. They don't really delve into it all that much. Then Michael's friends, they are mainly forgettable, except for like a couple of them. Other than that, most of his friends are mainly forgettable. The shark itself, I don't understand how they're able to explain how another shark comes along. Now, I don't think it has like a revenge mindset in place, because that happens in the fourth film, which is ridiculous. But they kind of explain how like sharks really don't have revenge set on mind. Like even in real life, sharks don't tend to go after somebody that killed their mate or something like that. Even the story explains that, but then the fourth one completely forgets about all that. The ending and how everything's wrapped up, a little bit weaker than the first one, but still pretty good wrap up to everything. Pretty fun. It is fun at some moments. I did enjoy some of the kills. Like there's one where this girl gets swallowed whole by the shark. I thought that was pretty cool. Then another one where a girl accidentally pours gasoline all over herself and the boat blows up when she fires a flare gun at it. It does burn the shark up though. Other than that, this film really does have boring kills, if I gotta be honest. I'm very nervous to get to the third and fourth film. Really not going to be a fan of it, I don't think. The third film is actually in 3D, which explains a lot, because Friday the 13th Part 3 came out in 1982. That film, Jaws 3D, came out in 1982, or 83, something like that. So that was kind of like the early 3D era of movies. But as for Jaws 2, movie is still bland at some points. It was a sequel that did not need to be made. However, I think the director, Jano Schwartz, I thought he did a pretty alright job, you know, considering that there's no way you're going to top the first one. I mean, he even admitted it in an interview, like, you're going to need a bigger boat. Like, he can never top quotes like that. But overall, I think the film was very... He tried to make a good film out of an already perfect movie. Well, not a perfect movie, but you know what I mean. An already awesome movie. Movies that don't need a sequel tend to actually be ruined by the sequel. It's unfortunate that Jaws couldn't be the one standalone film in the series. But, you know, that's all right. I mean, I still had pretty good fun out of this. It's not my favorite sequel out of any horror movie franchise. Definitely would probably be one of my bottom sequels. Like, if I had to do a ranking of all the horror franchises, this would definitely be some of the worst sequels in horror films. But as the Jaws franchise itself, I think this is the best sequel. 3 and 4 get really bad, from what I remember. I saw a little bit of 3 on YouTube, but I never got through 4. I don't want to see 4 until I watch the movie. So, yeah. Please be warned that from here on out, the last 2 Jaws movie reviews might get a little trash talky, but that's me. So, Jaws 2, pretty alright sequel. Glad to see Roy Scheider come back. Unfortunately, he did not come back for 3 and 4, which was honestly probably fortunate for him, because they did get pretty bad. And it's a shame this guy passed away. I really would have loved to meet him. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I want to be fair. Nowhere near as good as the first one, but still a pretty good sequel. Man, do I give it an 8 or do I give it a 7.5? I'm gonna give it a 7.5. 7.5. You're gonna have fun out of this. It's not the best sequel out there, but still, you're gonna have a lot of fun seeing this. I personally did. Got boring in some parts, especially some of the kills got boring, but you're still gonna have good laughs and pretty good fun out of this. This is actually more comedic than the first one, but in my opinion, though. So, that has been my review on Jaws 2. 7.5 out of 10. Alright film. What is everyone's thoughts on it? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Would really love to hear your thoughts on the film. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next horror movie review. God bless and have a good day. Bye, everyone.